for you all being here. I know the rain was not the friendliest, especially to those who are not used to driving in the rain. And I also wanted to first give a shout out, a special thank you to our elected officials being here, State Assembly Senators. If you can raise your hand so they can see you in the crowd. Thank you all for being here. I also wanted to take time to reflect why we are here. This is our official rebrand. We were formerly known as NARAL, now Reproductive Freedom for All. Our special VIPs are here, so also thank you to them for coming. Since we launched in 2015, our organization has grown. We now have 48,000 members. And where's Caroline? A big part of this work that has happened is thanks to Caroline. So another clap for Caroline. She has been mobilizing, organizing, doing advocacy, legislative work for the last 8 years. And we are really proud of the legacy that we have built over the 8 years. We're ready to bring in a very diverse group of people to our organization, and we know that since Roe has fallen, there's challenges that we're experiencing, and this is one of the reasons why we're rebranding, because we want to lead with our values. It's a time to make sure that we're including as many people as possible in this movement, because we are under attack. It's a reality. We're a leader across the region. We're the only state in the region that has a voter-affirmed right to abortion. Many states do not have that in the region, and so we're providing critical care to many people who are seeking abortions. And so you are all here and are going to play a critical role in making sure that folks are taken care of. And this year we have a lot of priorities. We have the constitutional amendments, which is a reality. Because we need it on the ballot. Voters need to decide and protect our rights to abortion. And so, yes. And so you're all here and you're going to help us get there. And so I applaud you. Again, thank you all for being here. I do want to take time to thank our partners and also our political allies, because we won't get this work done by ourselves. We need everyone. And so first I want to introduce Chairwoman, but also Assemblywoman, Senadora Moreno. She is going to talk to us about the importance of this election and why we're all here and why we need her and Senator Rosen and everyone else.
I love you. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. I mean, I know we need rain in Southern Nevada, but does it have to rain and cause a bad hair day on the day we have so much planned? But thanks for coming out, and thank you, Denise, for all that you're in this movement. And Carolyn, we've been in this fight since I decided to run for office. So thank you. As a mother of 5, and I look really good for my age. My husband and I have 3 daughters. Yes. 3 daughters, 2 sons, 6.5 grandchildren. We have our 7th one due in May. Another little boy. So someone else I can spoil. So that's why it's vitally important that I'm here tonight. And thank you so much for asking me to speak here tonight. To first congratulate what was formerly NARAL and the more than 5 decades for fighting for women's autonomy to make choices about what we do with our own damn bodies. And I didn't say that, don't take that part out, the kids in the room. But secondly, to embrace Reproductive Freedom for All's mission to continue that fight. So thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. You know, a woman's decision to start a family is one of the most, probably the biggest economic decisions a woman can make, right? And that decision needs to be between her family, and her doctor. I'm an elected official, but I should not be in anyone's doctor's office or their bedrooms telling them what they need to do with their lives. And neither should any of my colleagues that are in here, and that's why they're here, because they truly believe in that. So I just kind of want to shout out to my colleagues that are here, if that's okay.
Yes.
I have Assemblywoman Mosca. Reproductive freedom for all and Nevada Dems, we share very similar goals. And it's the fundamentals to protect the rights of Nevada residents now and beyond. Democrats, we have a slate of candidates that are committed to guarding the rights of women and protecting reproductive freedom. The vast majority of Nevadans, and when I say the vast majority, it's 4 in 5 Nevadans, support the right for abortion and want the government to stay out of that decision. We are united behind President Biden, and we must, I say must, re-elect Democrats up and down the ballot to preserve all of our rights. We must re-elect my friend, and I don't just say that when I'm speaking, she truly is my friend, Jacky Rosen. And all of our congressional delegation, and send them all back to Washington. A national abortion ban would wipe out all of the progress that we've made here in Nevada. And our extreme mega Republicans who are trying to play like they're moderates, but we know who they really are, right? They'll say what they want to say when they want to say it just to get somebody's vote, and half the time they're lying to us. But that's my personal opinion. Nevada, we are the most diverse battleground state, and we're a critical piece to Biden's re-election because all roads, and when I say all roads back to the White House lead through Nevada, right? We're focusing on communicating our democratic accomplishments from growing our economy, lowering costs, protecting all of our rights. President Biden and Kamala Harris, they spent the first term getting working families back on their feet. And we know that Nevada was one of the hardest states, if not the hardest state hit in this last downturn, as we always are. But Donald Trump, his disastrous agenda for all of us would include continuing to give billions, not millions, billions of dollars in handouts to the ultra wealthy, and I don't see any of those in here tonight, and corporations, and that us regular, everyday Nevadans will suffer. So what are we doing at the state party? Well, we're using the next 9 months to remind everyone what's at stake in 2024. Re-electing President Biden, who is delivering for families by growing the middle class, lowering costs, protecting our hard-fought freedoms, or Donald Trump, who is bragging about his role in overturning Roe and hoping for an economic crash. I mean, who does that wants to be your president, right? Yeah. Our state, I know you all know it, kind of speaking to the choir here, but our state, we're on the front lines for the fight for abortion rights. And that's been enshrined in our state law. But if Donald Trump had his way, and those Republicans that follow him, they're a threat to our reproductive freedoms here in Nevada. He orchestrated the downfall of Roe v. Wade. And he's on record of supporting a national abortion ban. And that would supersede what we have protected, that voters here overwhelmingly voted for. So y'all, as your state party chair, and as your assemblywoman, we got a lot of work ahead of us. We got a ton of work ahead of us, right? We got to get out this cycle. We got to knock on doors. We got to make phone calls. Those of y'all that cook, that are a good cook, okay? Some of y'all want to cook and you can't. Don't. But they're a good cook. Feed those that are walking. If you don't want to walk, drive someone to get them out. in every district. We can't let any vote go unturned. Those Democrats, those nonpartisans that are leaning Democrats, and there are some people that are still registered Republicans, but they lean our way. Why do I know that? Because in 81, there's Republican women for DMM. Don't know why they're still Republican, but that's okay, as long as they vote for us, right? Yeah. We got a lot of work ahead of us. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. In November, it's going to be worth it, and you all get to celebrate with me as we take back the Assembly supermajority. Right? We win the supermajority in the Senate. Yeah! We maintain our women's majority. Yeah! We send Jacky Rosen back to Washington. And we send Joe Biden and Kamala Harris back to continue the work that they're doing for all of us. A lot of this work, I mean, when you see Minnie, you just have to smile. But when she comes to town and does a kickoff for a walk, folks come out, okay, because she's the real deal. So, the president of Reproductive Freedom for All. I'm
sorry I missed your performance. No, I'm sure it was fine.
Just watch the movie.
Okay. Thank you, Chairwoman, for the wonderful introduction. I'm going to keep it brief because the main star is here, and I know you need to hear from her because that's what we're here for. But a couple of things. I'm Minnie Tamaraju, she, her pronouns. I'm the President and CEO of Reproductive Freedom for All. And as Denise talked about, we used to be NARAL Pro-Choice America, and in our capacity as NARAL Pro-Choice America, we've endorsed Jacky Rosen a few times, I think. And now, this is our first time we're endorsing her as Reproductive Freedom for All. So you may wonder why we changed our name. You know, we wanted to really meet this post-Dobbs reality and this post-Dobbs moment as organizers, right? Hi, friends from now. We love you so much.
It's mutual.
This is why it works. We have a really great coalition here in Nevada. So, you know, we really wanted to make sure we were talking to the most voters possible with the most universal framework, right? And we've learned through extensive research, but also on-the-ground organizing led by this awesome team, that reproductive freedom, the freedom to decide if, when, and how to have a family, resonates across demographics. Younger people, older folks, soft Republicans, even some like hard-leaning Republicans, right? When you frame this as an issue of freedom, people automatically get it. They don't want government making these decisions. They want that freedom to decide. And the other piece I'll say is we learned the hard way that many Americans don't have a choice and didn't have a choice. So we needed to shift our language a little bit, right? We needed to meet the moment. I'm from Texas, where women of color haven't had access to abortion care well before Dobbs, right? And we've seen that, and you're seeing that impact now as patients are coming into your state for care that, thank God, you are providing them, right? But with 21 states with abortion bans, there are so many more Americans who don't have that choice. So changing our framework and our name, Reproductive Freedom for All, the most inclusive framework we could find, was so important not only to match our values, but to win and talk to the majority of Americans. The 8 out of 10 Americans who are with us on this issue. It's so important for everyone to remember. It's not just here in Nevada, it's across the country. 8 out of 10 Americans are with us. We are the majority, and this is why every time abortion's on the ballot, we win. Every single time. And it's on the ballot now here, right here. And Jacky Rosen, let me just say a few words about Jacky Rosen. Look, the road to protection nationally is right through Nevada, right? We gotta win, we gotta hold the Senate, as the chairwoman said. We've got to re-elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, but I want to say a little bit about Jacky Rosen. You all know her. What I love about being here and talking to all of you is many of you have already told me, like, oh yeah, I know her, she's my friend. I'm telling you, not everyone in the country do people talk about their U.S. senator like she's their friend. I'm just saying. You are so lucky in this state to have her. But she's been a champion in Washington. She's been a champion here. She's been fighting. She's been on the front line. What do I mean by that? The minute Dobbs happened, the minute the leak happened, she was on the floor. She was fighting. She was looking at legislative solutions. She was talking to her colleagues across the aisle. And we appreciate so much the vigor, the intellect she brings to it, but also the compassion she brings to it. As somebody who's had every range of experience in your life, right? I mean, we've gone as women, we've been through these experiences from our teenage years. She just said this to me, so I'm stealing her line. From our teenage years to our menopausal years, right? We've been through every range of what it means to have these healthcare decisions taken away from us, and we'll be damned if we're going to let it happen any more than it has to happen, right? We're going to fix it. So Jacky Rosen is a champion. We have to reelect her. It's not an option for us to retain the Senate and for us to codify a federal right to abortion. And I've been on the news a lot lately talking about Donald Trump. I don't really need to say a lot more about Donald Trump. I think we said it fast. But what I want you to understand is Sam Brown is the same.
Yep.
Yes. He's going to be a rubber stamp for Donald Trump, and he's pulling the same playbook. This masking as a moderate, pretending to be reasonable, just obscuring his record, not directly answering questions. We're going to pin it on them. We're going to nail it on them. We're going to hold them accountable. And we're going to do it right here in this state, right now, by electing Jacky Rosen. We're going to get that abortion amendment on the ballot.
Yeah! Yeah.
I know you're all fired up. We got to keep this energy rolling for our friends in the legislature, for our friends in the assembly, but most importantly, right there at the top, well, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they can't do their job without you. Every time I see Joe Biden talk about abortion, what does he say? He says, give me the Congress that I need, and I will codify the federal right. Well, let's go.
Thank you, Danielle. I have to tell you, Denise, and when I met Caroline, I think you were pregnant. And so how old now? Six. So there you go. And I see all the friends. Friends, this is my home. You guys are my friends. And so when I fight for it, and my line about all of us going, every woman here, from puberty through menopause, has been through every part of the journey themselves and with other women in their lives. And the men who love us have gone through that journey with us. And so they understand what is at stake. And the reproductive freedom for all, renaming that really embodies what that means, what's at stake for everyone, when and how to start that family, for everyone. And so I'm really proud to be here with you today because your work to organize, to rally, to get that stuff on the ballot, to get people out to vote, and to understand for probably about 50 years of a woman's life, you're in some different portion of your reproductive journey, from 12 to like 52, maybe 40 years, 55, whatever. And again, you know people, your family, your loved ones, it matters. And I'm just so proud and honored to have your endorsement and your support in the election, and most of all, your confidence in me to keep up this fight. And Nevada, thank you. And I don't have to tell anybody here, Nevada, we are a pro-choice state. I fought alongside all of you for the last number of years to defend reproductive rights here and to defend them in the United States Senate, where, yes, they are under attack. Make no mistake, understand, believe the MAGA Republicans when they tell you they want to ban, believe them when they say it, and you have to look no further than their actions across the country. The decision to overturn Roe v. Wade is disastrous in this country. Disastrous for women like Kate Cox from your state of Texas. She had to flee her home state. To get the medical care she needs. So I want to be clear, and everyone else hears too. Medical decisions should be made by a woman in the privacy of her physician's or her provider's office, doctors, not by some politician or board member on a hospital somewhere, someplace, answering a call if someone's sick enough in an emergency room. It should be made in the privacy of that doctor's office, not by anti-choice politicians or strangers. That's why I've been working to enshrine those rights, abortion rights, into federal law and fight against extreme Republican attacks on every portion of a woman's reproductive life. I helped introduce the Women's Health Protection Act that would codify the protections of Roe v. Wade. Giving us that critical access to the privacy to determine our own healthcare journey. I've championed legislation for women and doctors to protect them for seeking out the care, protect them from prosecution. It's awful. And I stood against attacks from anti-choice judges that are seeking to ban access to FDA-approved medication, approved abortion medication that has been used safely for decades. Again, prescribed by doctors or practitioners for women in the privacy of their office. And our fight for reproductive freedom, it is hardly over. This November, I don't have to tell any of you, we have about 259 days, something like that. I run 260 days. We got to get busy, everybody. We got to get. I see all the gym shoes on. Keep them on. Do not take them off. And if you don't have, the boots, those are probably comfy. The high heels, gotta go. You got to get the gym shoes on because we got work to do. And we have to be sure that that ballot measure gets on the ballot, and we can stand up for those who want to undermine the will of Nevadans and ban abortion nationwide. Because if Republicans take back the Senate, they will. I promise you, they will do everything they can in their power to ban abortion across this country, including here in Nevada. And in Nevada, what did I say to begin with? We're a pro-choice state. So no matter what we vote, no matter what we do, no matter what we choose, MAGA Republicans in Washington are going to take away your choice, take away the choices of the people that you love, take away the freedoms. And that's wrong. We can't let it happen. And so, everyone here, you know our motto, we are battle-worn, battleground, battle-tested. Yeah! In about 260 days, that story is going to be told right here. And what happens is going to determine whether or not Mitch McConnell has the votes he needs to bring on a nationwide abortion ban to the Senate floor. We're not going to let him have that, because just look at the Republicans who are lined up to unseat me. Each one of them, take any of them that are running, they are all extreme anti-choice extremists, each and every one of them. Make no mistake, no matter how they tried to hide it. Each one of them deeply out of step with hardworking families and creating even opportunities for hardworking families. They just want to take rights away. Chief among them, we know, Mitch McConnell's handpicked candidate, you mentioned him already, Sam Brown. Sam Brown has a decade, you know, he's from your home state. He moved in from Texas a few years ago. A couple of years ago. But he has a decade-long record of backing dangerous, life-threatening anti-choice policies from Texas to Nevada. He wants to bring Texas to Nevada. That includes endorsing a radical Texas abortion ban without exceptions for rape or incest. Let me say that again. Without abortion ban, without exceptions for rape or incest. We've seen the stories of those 10-year-old girls. Come on. Do I even have to say any more? In fact, Sam Brown, what he backs, one of the toughest restrictions in the country. And the law was expected to shut down the vast majority of abortion providers in the state. Sam Brown did something else. He filled out a candidate questionnaire in 2022 indicating that he believed abortion should be banned, again, even in the case of rape or incest. He signed this in the candidate questionnaire. And up until October, Sam Brown was running the Nevada Faith and Freedom Coalition. And this group, I'm going to let you know who they are. They're a spin-off of a national anti-choice organization that has backed the nationwide abortion ban and called Roe v. Wade a moral atrocity. So that also includes Sam Brown leaving the door open to potentially voting for a national abortion ban this cycle. Just this month, we learned Donald Trump is going to support Congress' compassionate nationwide abortion ban. And do you think that Sam Brown, who endorses Donald Trump 100%, is going to go against what Donald Trump wants?
No.
And again, that nationwide abortion ban is going to supersede our rights here in Nevada. And we can't let Sam Brown or anyone else who's running have that opportunity to take away our rights here in Nevada and women's rights across this country. So I want to thank you, because last cycle, you sent back my best friend in the Senate, Catherine Cortez Master. And your votes, Nevada did something very special. We delivered the Senate majority, and now we're 51. And with your help, we're going to do it again in Nevada in November. Because Nevada matters, what we do matters. We're that battleground state, and we're going to be sure that this Senate majority is kept right here. And the majority that helps protect our reproductive freedoms, restore that justice that happens right here in Nevada. I know all of you are going to help me in that. And so I'm going to give you a little job. I know everybody has their phones out. So I know you're going to help with, well, I keep wanting to say NARAL, Reproductive Freedom for All, but you can join our team too. We're going to be coordinating with everyone on getting out the vote, and you can text Jackie to 30508. And so whether it's your donations, your volunteer hours, your help mobilizing, driving, talking, doing whatever it is, like I said, if you're a good baker, bring those cookies, we need the sweets, you know.
It's on the sign right up there.
Whatever it is,
It is right there.
it all matters. It all matters. Because together we get the job done. Together we support each other. There's someone who drives and someone who feeds. There's someone who makes the calls, someone who knocks the doors. If you can't do that, maybe you don't like to cook, but you can buy the pizza. Whatever it is, it all matters. We do it together. And this is how we win. By coordinating, by collaborating, by energizing each other, supporting each other in the causes we care most about. So I'm very grateful for this endorsement. I'm grateful for the heart and the soul you are bringing to the state party. And building community every single day. Democratic State Party. Every month you have projects where people can just come out and do something good. Just something good in the neighborhood. It matters. It brings people's hearts together. So I'm really proud of everything you're doing. And so thank you for being here. And keep those gym shoes on. We got about 260 days to go, and we're not going to stop.